All right, I'm going to share a secret with you guys that it's taken me a long time to understand. A lot of working out and a lot of self-reflection and a lot of looking at myself in the mirror and not being happy with where I'm at, seeing photos of myself, not super excited to look at it, hesitant to post things. I know a lot of you guys deal with that as well. I'm sure a lot of you guys are on social media and deal with the, post a photo with you and your friends and you're like, ooh, my arm looks huge. Oh, I don't like my pose there. Oh, I don't like that stance I'm doing. I look like a gorilla. Oh my God, I'm huge. I hear it all the time. I see it all the time. I'm sure that there would be a million more people out there posting on social media their daily activities and photos of themselves and having a good time if body image wasn't at the forefront of people's minds when it comes to sharing their life with other people. But let's talk for a minute about pictures, right? Like a picture of yourself. Over the years, I have, 36 now. 35. I'm almost 36. 36 next month. So I've lived quite a while and have dealt with being in shape, lean and ripped, and then, got a little fluffy and, a little bit less in shape. Not in shape. I mean to say like lean. And that's what a lot of people are trying to attain, is just to lose body fat and get leaner and get toner, And if that's not you, then oh well, right? Like, I'm not talking to you. But that is a lot of people's goal, is to lean down, see their muscles, and see hard work that they put in, right? And here's a secret. If you take a 5'9" tall man that weighs 400 pounds and have him on a 5-year workout plan, every single day that goes by, he's not going to see those changes, those dramatic changes. So what's going to end up happening is he's just going to continue to get more fired up, get his head down, work, trying to lose that 400 pounds. In the process, he's going to keep his mind on losing all that weight, and maybe even have a vision board with, because he hasn't had it. He's 400 pounds. He's never been ripped. He's never seen what's underneath. So what do you have to do? You have to look at other people. I've done this myself, where you take somebody that's, your height, your build, what you think you look like, and what you want to be like, and try to attain that. And I think even Arnold Schwarzenegger's idol was Reg Park, where he saw a magazine with Reg Park in it and wanted to look like that, but wasn't anywhere close to that. So it's just, you use something as a reference to get to. So in the process of doing that, it's kind of detrimental, because until you look like that, you're never satisfied, right? So you take the 5'9" tall man who's trying to get lean and ripped at 200 pounds, and he's 400 pounds, and it's taken him 5 years. Every single day, he's just seeing these tiny incremental changes, and he doesn't notice anything for 5 years. At the end of 5 years, he's 200 pounds, he has abs, he's kind of lean, and he's achieved his goal. But he looks in the mirror, and he doesn't look like the guy who he said he was going to look like, so he's unhappy. How many of us have been in that situation, right? Probably a lot of us, where you build this up in your mind that you want to look like this, but you're just not that. You are your own self, and you are your own being. You're going to look like you. You're going to sound like you. You're going to talk like you. You're going to express yourself like you. And all of that, it's not even body image issues. I mean, it is body image issues, but it's also, people don't even like hearing their own voice on audio. Think of voice message of somebody and they don't even like the way they sound. Like, oh my God, that's me, right? It's almost like you're scared of yourself, scared to see yourself, scared to hear yourself, scared to stand up and speak in front of people. I mean, what is that? Like, why do we have that? I wish we didn't have that, but it's up here, you know? It's, you take that guy who's 400 pounds, you get him to 200, he just still doesn't like the way he looks. And I've been there, right? I have gone from, and I've never even been like totally out of shape, but I have been a scrawny teenager who then built a physique. And when I finally got it, you know, took me, I'd say the first time I was 18 years old, joined the Marines, and then by the time I was 21, I was lean and ripped and swole. You know, I was like 205 pounds, had abs, had everything I ever wanted, still wasn't happy. You know, I'd see myself in photos and be like, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Go back to the gym. Like, get in there and keep grinding, right? Then I matured a little, right? 22, I was lean and ripped. And then, you know, maybe it was like, I was drinking, I was like hanging out, partying too much, and kind of got a little flab, kind of got a little fluff over the abs, and I could barely see them. And I'm like 24 now, and I'm like, no way am I gonna be 25 and be out of shape and hideous, you know? Like, that's just the way I was thinking. So what do? Grind, go back to the fucking grindstone and work. And by the time I'm 27, I'm absolutely shredded, right? I'm absolutely back into peak male physique, like whatever I think peak male physique is for me. And I still didn't see it, right? I can attest to that. My wife can attest to that. She could attest to, and I could attest to, looking at a photo of myself from 10 years ago where I was like, I had veins coming out of my abs. I had veins everywhere. And I look at a picture of that and I'm like, dang, like I was not happy with that. What would I be happy with, right? You know, it's crazy. You know, I know, and I'm just sharing my experience, but I know that other people feel the same, where you tell someone they're in shape and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm not in shape. Like, yeah. They're like so like humble, they don't even see it, right? But anyways, and then what happens? I'm 27, I'm in the best shape of my life, and then, you know, I get used to it. I'm just like, I have it, like whatever, and I start like kind of slacking off a little, and work gets a little crazy, and then I start slacking off, and before you know it, like I got a little fluff. I got a little, you know, couple inches of flab going on. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get it off. No way I'm gonna be 35 and be, you know, hideous. No way. So what do? Get in shape, hit the grindstone, grind. And now lean and ripped, but I don't see it. Still don't see it, right? Like, I am lean. I think I look lean, and I still don't see it, right? I can see it right now, right? Like, I'm in shape, but I don't see, I could take a picture of myself right now, and I don't see it for what it actually is. 10 years from now, when I'm 45, I'll look at the same photo that I'll take right now and be like, dang, like, he was in great shape. But I can't see it right now, and you can't either. Nobody can see themselves for what they are right now. Like, you might be like, yes, I'm in shape, right? Like, you might agree with yourself, be like, yeah, I'm in shape, but I could be better, you know? And that's most people when they're working on a project. They're like, it could be better. They build a prototype, could be better. So then they keep grinding. That's why we're at iPhone 25 right now, because the first one wasn't good enough. So we're all, as humans, we're just constantly trying to improve. So that's why the body image issue is there. Perfect example, you take somebody, take them to the beach. They've been working out for years. They're like, oh man, I'm in shape. You know, you've been grinding for 2 years, and you think you've achieved what you want. Take them to how many times have you gone to the beach with your homies, and when you get there, guy or girl, doesn't matter, get to the beach, let's take a group photo. Everyone takes a group photo. You look at it and you're like, oh my God, like, that's not what I paid for. Like, this is terrible. You know, it's like you don't like the way you look, you know, at that angle or the lighting or whatever. And that's a whole nother thing is, like, right now, like, I got this shadow on my face, right? Like, from the tree. So, but if I step back, you know, I'm a different person, right? Like, in some lighting, it's like if you see someone in a new light, you put someone in a different outfit, you put them in something that kind of looks on their body a little, kind of like lays on their body a little better, clothes wise anyways. Like, they could just look better in certain clothing, right? It can just kind of like, you could change somebody just by the lighting, by putting a little bit of makeup here, You could change anything about somebody. And Jesus, yeah, you can go all into the, the body dysmorphia stuff, like hardcore. But the one thing that we have to do is there's only one solution, and that is to try to forget about what you look like, right? And I want to bring this to a close in a way that makes sense. So you got this whole body image issue. You got this thing where you can't really see the forest through the trees, right? You can't like see how big something is when you're standing in it. You just can't, right? You can't see how big the Empire State Building is if you're standing in the atrium. It's just like, you don't see what it is, So that is the essence of it, right? And anyways, I lost my train of thought. But anyways, so you have to figure out a way to continue on achieving your goals without seeing yourself and having yourself stand in the way, right? You have to get past the depression and the delusion and you have to know that your mind is playing tricks on you. That's essentially what it is. You have to know that your mind is not seeing something for what it is, so you just can't use that as a good measure. You can't look at yourself in a mirror and say, that's what I look like. No, you can't. You see a picture of yourself, and it could be what you look like. In that lighting, in that moment, in that instant, that is what you look like. But your mind has a filter over it, and if you don't like it, it's not because you don't look good, right? That is what I'm trying to get at, is just because you don't think it looks good doesn't mean that it isn't actually healthy and doesn't look good. Some people cannot understand how healthy they are and how good they look, so they continually drive themselves into anorexia and all that type of stuff, which isn't good. So you don't want to become unhealthy because of your mind, right? It's like you have to stop yourself. You have to put governors on yourself. So ultimately what I'm trying to say, this is a hard topic to talk about because it's like a mental thing that a lot of people struggle with. And you have to just accept yourself. And it sucks to have to say, because it's one of those things where it's, okay, I just have to accept myself. How easy is that, right? It's not easy to accept yourself. It's not easy to just take you have to just build it over time. It's a muscle, right? I had to get over it too, where going back to the social media thing and posting photos and stuff, right? I used to criticize a photo so much that I wouldn't even post it, or criticize a video so much that I wouldn't even post it. But now it's like, it's not that I don't care what people think, because I do, but I don't care what I think. That's what it is. Like, I care about people respecting me and me respecting others. I care about, everybody who's watching this video and everybody on earth, right? I care about everybody that I come in contact with. Generally, unless they're bad people or something. But, like, I have to shut myself up, I see a picture, like somebody takes a picture of me, I just take that one, unless it's like I'm blinking or like it's just a bad photo in general. If I'm like, hey, can you take a photo of me? And I'm standing over here, just take a photo of me next to this lake. All right, cool. Take a photo. All right, that was a little far away. I kind of went a little closer. Cool. But I'm not judging the person in the photo. That's the main thing, is don't judge the person in the photo. Like, that is you, right? The person that is being taken a picture of is you from every angle. If they take a picture from the side, that's you. This side, that's you. Front on, that's you. From the back, that's you. That's your booty in the photo that you don't like. So, like, we gotta fucking understand that, right? Like, if you don't like the booty in the photo, or the abs in the photo, or the arms in the photo, that's you. You built it, right? Like, for a good example, this building right here, they're building that out of brick and stucco and glass and everything. When they build that, when they get done with that building, they built it. So if they're not happy with it, they have no one else to blame but themselves, right? So we have to do that too, where if you aren't happy with what you see in a photo, you did it. I did it. Like, if I'm not happy with the way I look, I have to be okay with saying to myself, like, that is me, and I built that. Now, that building over there, they built that with activity, right? They had to say, all right, they came up with an action plan, blueprints, everything, and they said go, right? And they had to work every day for fucking years to build it, or months or whatever. You don't have to do anything to build something you don't want, right? So let that sink in. You don't have to do anything to build something you do not want. Your body will build itself on its own into a big pile of bubble gum if you let it, right? So if you don't want to be seen the way that you are in a photo, you have to accept that you did that. You let it get that to that point. If you're like, damn, like I'm like not looking the way I want to look, you did it. And that's all I'm going to say about that is when you decide to go to the gym, you're deciding to build something. And you have to make an action plan and a blueprint and say, this is the way I want it to look. Like these people over here that built that building, I'll show it to you again. These people that built this building, like that wasn't by accident. And they did it with intention. They said, we want the corner to be here, 90-degree angle. That's why this building looks different than this one over here, right? That building over there, or whichever way, I can't see it. That building looks different because the blueprint is different. So, with that being said, you know, a bodybuilder is going to look different than a gymnast. And a gymnast is going to look different than a marathon runner. Just the way they decided to build it, right? But you got to be happy with it. And the way to be happy with it is to enjoy the process, right? You enjoy the working out. You enjoy the going to the gym. You enjoy the runs. You enjoy the long runs, the short runs, the hard runs. You enjoy showing up to the races. You enjoy going to the powerlifting meet or whatever it is. You like going on the walks with your dog. That's whatever it is. Like you go on walks with your dog and you're just like kind of in shape. You don't really have abs. You're kind of just like, you're just in shape. You know, you're just regular, physically fit, normal average human body fit, and someone takes a photo and you're like, dang, like I wish I was a little bit more toned. Then you got to do more than walk the dog. You know, you might have to go to the gym and then go home and walk the dog, but you have to decide on the blueprint and what you want. And I know this turned into a whole like another branch off of the original, you know, body dysmorphia thing or body image, but it really all ties in, right? Like you have to take a picture of yourself today. You have to take someone was calling me, sorry. You have to take a picture of yourself today and say, okay, I built this. I let it get to this point, and I've been okay with it for years. Whatever I'm at today, I've been okay with this for however long, and I built it. So it must be okay with me because I've been letting it do this for years. So you take a picture of yourself as you are, 400-pound, 5'9" guy, put it on the fridge. That's who I'm never going to be again, right? Be that positive energy for yourself and for others, right? Other people will follow you. They will follow your lead once you prove yourself to be a leader. But, you know, think about it. Like, is a leader going to be someone who is unhappy with themselves? You know, maybe. I mean, maybe there have been leaders in the past who are unhappy with themselves, but the best leader is going to be like, you know, I own myself and I'm comfortable in my own skin and I'm not afraid to stand up and talk to you guys. I'm not afraid to, you know, help you in this capacity, but you got to like prove yourself to be somebody worthy of other people following, right? But you have to do something. You got to be proud of yourself, right? So be proud of yourself. Be proud of the little accomplishments. Look at yourself in a positive light. Try to look at yourself in a positive light. And I know it might take a while. It's a muscle, right? Post that photo of yourself with your friends. Post that photo of yourself that you kind of don't like and just see what happens. Be brave. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good photo. It's like you take a after the race photo, or take a photo out to dinner with you and your friends, and you just didn't like the way it looks, post it anyways, right? Because it's you. You know, it's you. Be proud of yourself. And then if you don't like it, start to work on it. And then, you know, 2 years later, you'll be in better shape. And then you probably still won't like yourself. But oh well, like, who cares? Be brave. Flex the muscle of posting yourself. Flex the muscle of, like, you know, being okay with who you are, right? Be okay with who you are. And your life will be so much better. I promise you that. That's it, I'm out.